everyone, Mr. Nosals here, and today I'm going to be talking about a game that is very near and dear to my heart, Stalker Gamma. It's almost at its 1.0 release, but I figured, hey, this thing is more feature complete than a hell of a lot of games that fully launch. So I'm going to go do a quick explanation of how to install, which is literally going to the Stalker Gamma Discord, going into their, as you can see here, how to install group. And then I'm going to also give a couple setting recommendations because I'm noticing a lot of complaints from people about stuttering and fundamental issues with running the game. So I'm going to show a couple different things that can help actually run the game effectively without having it go chugga chugga. Um, to that front, let's get into it. Clean unmodded version of Anomaly 1.53 is required. Um, you also need to follow all these steps, and they are correct. Antivirus, you need to turn that off and put an exception for Anomaly in the launcher, which I'm not going to go into, but you can easily look that up. That's not a particularly difficult thing. Don't contact me or anyone else in private for help. Yeah, I mean, you can comment on my video. I might be able to point you in the right direction, but like, I'm not a help desk, neither are they. There is the support ticket, individual help, and the base gamma support. These are like the go-to places if you're looking for assistance. You should go to this sub and go here. These are good. Um, don't install Gamma or Anomaly on an external drive. That wasn't always there. Technically speaking, mine is on it. I have had some difficulty due to this. I do need to go make a new setup, but I haven't. Um, yeah, I mean, they recommend an SSD and that memory. It's not a big problem. This is important. You need to use 7-zip, not WinRAR. WinRAR does have some problems. So have 7-zip. I imagine most people that are using um, like mods and then like itch.io and other things like GitHub and stuff, you're probably running both, but if you only happen to have WinRAR, you're going to need 7-zip to actually properly unpack all the files. Now, the way this thing works is there are two different folders, one with Anomaly and one with Gamma, and the launcher references um, the individual folders in order to go and properly run the entire mod lists and everything else. The thing that you have to remember is you can't put them into one big folder, like Stalker or something like that. You have to have them separated in a root folder, so that be that your D drive, your C drive, whatever you do, you need to have them in separate locations in a root folder. So don't do anything else that's funky. Don't put it in, like, what was it? They had a funny one somewhere. It's like people put it in like OneDrive. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, that's don't put it in documents, don't put it in OneDrive, don't put it in your program files. Like that's or downloads. You do any of that stuff, you're gonna brick it. It's just don't do that. I know they have that there because people have done it, but it's just come on. Right here, they talk about how to do the exclusions. You need to go and do the exclusions before you start downloading things, otherwise, you're going to have problems. Um, don't, you know, use an already installed and modded anomaly. You need a clean one. So if you have a modded anomaly that you're enjoying playing and you want to go and do a new one, that's not a big deal. Just make a new folder, call it clean anomaly, set it up, and then when everything starts needing to get pointed, you just point your mod folder list to read from the clean anomaly, not the modded anomaly for gamma. Jesus, like a tongue twister. Um, you come over right here is going to be where you get the, let's see, where is the download link? Vote save, thank you for my armor. somewhere in here is the download link. There we go. Right here is a download link for Anomaly. You're going to use that. Then you need to go here, and again, that's in the Discord. You download the Gamma, and those are going to be pretty much what you use for getting to it. They have a bunch of different mirrors in here, and of course, I'll throw those two into the description of the video, just so you're able to go and find it really quickly. These are, you have to let them go and run through. Um, there are a couple different options, like if your firewall or ModDB is dying, you could go to somewhere else and actually still pull it up. For your anomaly folders, you have to go and do an extract. Thing of note, and seriously, that I did this. I didn't uncheck that box when I was using 7-zip. That bricked everything. I had to redo everything. Do not check that box. It will cause you more headaches than you will possibly realize starting out. Then you have to start Anomaly once to get everything loaded up and compiled. Then you do the exact same thing with Gamma. You just have to run it there. Once you're done with this, you do the first initialization. It's going to freak out. Don't worry about it. You're going to browse. You're going to go to that clean location that I told you about. If you already have a modded anomaly, use the clean location. Then what you do after that is all set up and done. You're going to do install update Gamma. This is going to take forever. No matter what, I've had this take over an hour. Like literally pause the video, go get yourself coffee, go watch a movie, something. By the time you come back, it still might not be done. There's nothing wrong with it. It might not even show that it's loading. It often shows that it's frozen. It's not. It's just running in the background. It's massive. There are like I think a couple hundred mods it's downloading, and these are huge mods. Um, when it's done, you hit the play button, and yeah, warning message will pop up. Default profile Gamma. Yeah, don't worry about it. Then you just come through here. MO2 should launch with the correct number of mods, which is that right there, with no X icons, no valid game data in the flag comments sorted by priority. This is true, then click run. And there you go. You now have a working Gamma. That's 8 minutes. Now, even though you have a working Gamma, you're going to likely have some degree of performance issues. I recommend Cheeky Breaky's settings guide in Gamma because this is the simplest way, without installing mods, without doing anything special, to actually get the game up and running in a functional manner. However, I would also just go and walk you through things. Also, whenever you run Gamma, always make sure you're running it as administrator, because if you're not, it just takes a really long time and it's very slow. And the first thing that's going to pop up is you're going to have the Gamma CMD pull up in the background, and then you're going to see right here what you're going to want is that up-to-date status. Now, I will say you don't always want to start with doing the install update if you see the mod DB status not up to date. Sometimes if the Gamma add-on status isn't up to date, you might want to seriously consider it, but I would recommend coming in, going and looking at the announcements and seeing what's going on, because that is really going to tell you whether or not you want to consider updating. Sometimes when you update, even if you still are running on vanilla Gamma, vanilla, air quotes there, you can still end up with some serious problems. Um, but I've never had to do a fresh install. It was literally just reading through things and figuring things out. Um, yeah, so what you're going to see is once you click that play button, this screen's going to pop back up. You click run again. There you go. Now, right here, right out the gate, you need to like start doing some things in order to make sure that you're actually getting some good performance. First things first, if your shadow map is all the way up to like 496, I would recommend dropping it down to like 248, 256. Personally, I run it down at 1536 because this pretty much gives me the least amount of chugga. Um, Support AVX CPU. This really is if you're having issues, um, with rendering and stuff like that. It's hit or miss if this actually helps or hurts. So I would play with both and see if you're getting any, you know, glitching and stuff like that. Try it on and off. I would also recommend, putting this off. And then prefetching sounds, it tends to like help things run more smoothly, but it does make things run a little bit slower. In my experience, again, check out the YouTube video. He can talk about it a little bit more detail, but we're not going to be going into super detail. We're just going to be talking about stuff. DirectX 11 is the recommended. You can try some of the other ones if you're not getting good performance there, but yeah, don't worry about it. And then we're now at the point where we can actually launch the game. And it's going to take a second. So anomaly is pretty slow when it's starting up. Okay. Gotta wait for it to load in. Okay, there we go. So why is it doing that? Okay, I'm still getting a blank screen. There we go. So now you're actually into the game. You want to go in, set your FOV, resolution, everything else. There is some people that get like benefits from like doing borderless or windowed and stuff like that. Um, I'm not one of them. Vertical sync doesn't do anything. FPS limiter is perhaps one of the biggest helpers. Um, while rendering distance does have a pretty big impact on the overall quality of the game, it also is one of the biggest impacts on like how bad you get chugging. So turn on the shadow culling, maybe put it to like halfway. I've not really had much of a noticeable pop in or anything like that if I have it to this area, so consider that. Object details isn't. Um, it does have some degree of impact, but it's not a massive amount. This is where I personally like to have it, but everyone is different. These apparently, and I've messed with them, I haven't noticed any FPS difference or impact on chugging, so I just keep these maxed out. Um, Even though these really do improve the visuals, I get really bad chugging if I have them on, so I turn them off. The next biggest thing, and I mean like this is next to the rendering of the world, um, grass. This game has a ton of grass in it, and it really impacts the look of everything. So it's better off to have a little bit higher density and a little bit less on the render distance. Um, in my opinion, but maybe some people would prefer to play the game the other way around, where they're less dense, but you can see really far away. Um, and this is kind of important because like stalkers will be hiding in it. You'll have like mutants, like mice and cats, running through it, and it makes it more difficult to engage or not be engaged by them. Um, so yeah, all these things like size and density are huge factors in this. Um, so these do have an impact, but I haven't really had any issues messing with it. So these are the settings that I've left it on. Technically speaking, I should probably run SSDO. Um, I don't know. I heard that I should do it. I haven't actually. Okay. So I'll just exit the window and restart it again. And you're going to see like some of these settings you're going to have to go and like restart it a couple times to be able to get it up and running. So there you go, you do that, and we're almost done here. And you're going to see now it's running a lot faster comparative to where it was last time. If it wants to actually. Come on, you. What are you doing? Why are you behaving like this? It doesn't want to jump over to my other monitor now. Well, that's annoying. But yeah, we hit pretty much everything. So I don't actually need to worry about anything. We're gonna go into new game here. Okay, you want to play this way? Fine. We will play it that way. Give me a second here. I'm going to just be a little cheeky. And we're gonna go into the basics. I'm pulling it into a windowed mode. There we go. See? Smarter, not harder. Okay, so now we're going to start a new game. And depending on the difficulty, that does impact, like you can see here, progression difficulty. It impacts what exactly you get to start with. And then gameplay difficulty, I recommend medium. And especially when you're starting out, you probably are going to want to have an easy progression. Once you get more experience, maybe you jump up to medium as well, but just keep it right here just to start out. It'll make your life a lot easier. And then the Stalker difficulty really impacts your points, if I remember. No, that no longer impacts that. Okay, that I thought that used to impact it. Yeah, so that is the big impact now, I guess. Okay, so gonna want some you can see you can have some food right out the start and some vodka. Vodka helps reduce radiation. Smoking also helps reduce radiation. You generally use like alcohol for like more aggressive radiation poisoning. um, this one, as you can see here, it says like radiation -8. It's pretty important. You're gonna also see like these matchboxes. You're gonna need that to be able to save. Um, so it's pretty important. You also have things like tourniquets that help you deal with like bleeding. You could go and start with like fancier guns, but I personally don't like to. What I like to start with is fancier armor. Uh, Armor is a huge thing on whether or not you're going to survive an engagement. Um, you could also go and choose something lighter, like a leather jacket, so that way you can progress a little further, because your first like armor that you get is a pretty big point when you're starting out. You're also going to want to grab a good number of heals. Ibuprofen is pretty big when you're just in a fight and you have damaged arms and legs, but no like torso or head damage. You can see that post heal A and L. That's what you have for arms and legs. So, good thing to get. Um, when you get pretty good, I would recommend. So, this is kind of the thing. This is a really cheap gun. The thing is, it's also an absolute trash gun, and you're going to be playing a lot of the game with it. So you're stuck in this weird situation of like, well, do I want to consider to run a better version of 9x18? Um, and there are quite a few guns that have 9x18. So you have three options with that. I personally recommend none of the 9x18. I really like the 45 FMJ. It has higher stopping power, and you have both really good flesh damage, and you also have some good solid armor pen, um, which is why I tend to prefer it. Yeah, you can use the TT pistol, which has the 7.62 by 25 LRN PC. This has solid damage in it, but I feel like other than the PP shot, really nothing needs that. So you're better off just sticking um, to a more normal pistol. And the Colt is a classic. So just stick to that, use it, you're good. You're going to need more food. I'm just going to be real with you. Like early on, food is pretty big past your first like couple minutes. You're going to want 2 med kits. Reason why is these things have 2 uses per, so this gives you a total of 4 heals for everything. And when you're in a firefight, that's pretty important. The other thing you're going to want to consider is this. It's a 10-point buy. The thing is, instead of going and burning these med kits, when you're in a firefight and you need to heal, this thing gives you damage resistance as well for a bit. And that's a huge help in preventing you taking extra damage because you're going to take more shots. So using this instead of your med kits is a pretty big deal. Then also you're going to need these Yeldine. You're not going to want to take these if you think you're going to be taking another fight. But the thing is, it does heal everything. The big downside is, well, you're going to get really dizzy. Good luck shooting after you pop these things. Now, another thing that you really want to consider um, is fentanyl, because it is a very strong heal after everything. So if you think you might have a possibility of getting into some serious fighting right after um, you heal up and everything, but it's like, maybe 20 minutes before you get to a bandit camp or something you're going to want to clear out. Maybe you choose to pop fentanyl instead of the yodeling. Just saying. Think about it. Now, at this point, because you're on the easy mode, you have the max number of points. Um, you have quite a few options that you can think about here. You have 780 points. You could consider getting a field cooking kit, which is only 25 points. I would say that's a pretty good idea because this allows you to cook food for yourself. And it will definitely allow you to survive. Now, granted, you're going to need charcoal, but it'll allow you to survive in some really hostile places um, for relatively cheap. You should also consider getting a shotgun. Um, Sawed-off shotgun is my personal favorite. It's 2 shots. However, you can do it very quickly. If you choose to go something like the stakeout, it's very fast firing and you can hold multiple rounds in it. The problem is it's 800 points. So I personally don't really like it. Some people prefer to use the TAS 106. And you can see here, it's because it's really, really cheap. Um, and point wise, that can still give you even more points to go through a house. So like you could consider, you got these packs of throwables here, but you don't really have anything to allow you to sleep out in the wilderness. So sometimes you get into a bad spot and you're like, well, I need to be able to sleep somewhere. Um, you just go to a sleeping bag. But personally, I tend to find enough places early on that I don't really need the sleeping bag. I don't really worry about it that much. So instead, what I tend to consider are the binoculars. You think, why on earth are binoculars so important? Well, when you see somebody walking all the way on the other side of the map, and all you have is a pistol and a shotgun, and there's one guy, normally it's not just one guy. There's an entire group of them over there, and if they're, rogues or something worse, like a monoliths or something, um, you might very quickly find yourself in a bad situation if you don't have a pair of binoculars and you spot them and see, oh yeah, those are monoliths. Maybe I don't want to go over there and have to respawn again. Um, so that's something to consider. You also can go and if you choose to maybe drop down on some of the stuff, you can get a headlamp, which will allow you to go and survive in the night if you get caught out in the darkness in unfriendly territory with mutants around. This can save your life. Um, this also isn't a bad thing to have, but the thing is you have to keep this out with one hand, which forces you to use a pistol another. And if you've ever tried to fight off a pack of dogs with one hand, yeah, good luck with that. So I'm going to just play it really safe and just sleep anytime I really think there's a possibility of me getting stuck out. But I still have 230 points. You know, emergency repair kit. This is a pretty big thing for actually keeping your gear in good condition. You need to keep your gear in good condition. If you don't keep it in good condition, you're going to end up regretting a lot of things. So I'm going to go grab myself some additional health kits. I could grab no, it's too much. 45. I could grab that, and then I would have 15 remaining. But I don't think I want that. Could get some rad protection, wouldn't be a bad idea. Cyblock isn't a bad idea. Antidotes aren't terrible. I think I'm gonna grab that, and then 25, 25. There should be something that's like 30. It's 35. I don't necessarily want that. 25 right here. Where? Yeah, Christamine. So this gives me some radiation protection. I've never actually used that before. I think I actually am going to grab some anti-rad drugs. Even though it means I have 5 points remaining, it would be nice to get it exactly perfect. Well, actually, it's 35. If I pull off that, I grab that. Yeah, I think that might be the play, actually. But it sucks that I'm like 10 points. Like, I need just 5 points more. I could pull off one bread because I could, assuming everything goes well, I could use a glucose shot in replacement of the bread, even though it slightly increases my sleepiness and thirstiness. In the reality, it gives me way more calories than the bread does. So that's probably how I'm going to rock out right at the start. Oh, I chose a random location. That was a misplay on my part. You want to set your factions, you want to set what you're going with, but we'll see where we start out depending on where we are. You can start off in the Great Swamp, you can start off in Rostock, or you can start in Corden. In my opinion, Corden is the easiest one. The Swamp is really hit or miss, depending on just what you start out with and how many bandits are around. Because if you only have a pistol and a shotgun and bandits are all over in wide open spots where they can see you from a distance, you could very quickly end up in problems. The beauty, I think I'm actually in Rostock, which is one of the hardest spawns for a newbie, but I'm not going to recommend that. But anyways, on the top left of the screen, you would have seen that you're able to go and actually set up what your individual spawns are. I'm going to pause now and just wait for this to load. Alright, so it finished. You'll see that enter zone there, and you just click in. Yeah, I'm in Rostock. Great. You're going to need to put on all your equipment right at the start. So there you go. You can see I have all these people around me. Did I forget to put on? Yeah, I forgot to put on my PDA. Let's throw on that RF detector. And because I have the smaller gear, I only have one belt slot. This is where you use to put artifacts and stuff like that. And right here is where I am. And if I had started where I originally was expecting I was going to, I'd be all the way down here. I am all the way here, which is a fairly difficult place for someone to start out with. You can go and like try to get some jobs done. Almost every single this guy right here is a trader, but he's particularly a weapons trader, and like all these here you can see these are equipment for armor and gear. Um, yeah, he's going to be selling all that out, but I'm not going to be talking about that right now. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I guess I'm going to try to go south so I can show what a more normal start is. This is not where you want to be right out the gate. I've come to Rostock a couple times. Um, hell, I've gotten past Rostock quite a few times, but it's always been a bit of a slog, and I've never done it with this little of equipment. So trying to get through garbage is going to be an experience. Those are anomalies over there. You'll normally... Ooh, wait a second. Am I okay with duty? I've just got more... Any travel you visit, you'll be able to freely travel. If you have fast travel on. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure by default it's not. So I have no interest. I keep doing that on accident. Yeah, I need to get down there. Assuming, actually, I can check. Let's see my relations. Okay, they're neutral with me, so they shouldn't unload on me. If you kill them and stuff, you could end up with serious problems. But as long as you don't have your guns out and, you know, you're just real chill, you should be okay. And you see, I have a little bit of hitching, but the game's running very smoothly. If I hadn't done all those settings changes early on, would not be having a conversation of, like, why this game looks so nice and everything else. It'd be a conversation of, how do I make this game actually... Shit. Oh! Shit. I accidentally hit my own guy there. I'm not killing him. I'm sorry, man. Oh, he's got him. Okay. So, shit.
Тихо, я уже тут.
Oh. I didn't want to. He shot me first. Everyone saw it. It was in self-defense. Oh, please don't tell me they're mad at me. That's not a great way to start out. Well, I guess this is a good way to see here. Like, you can see the components that I could want to take here. And I'll take that. I didn't really want to do that. He has a mod on this, I think. I need a multi-tool, which I don't have. Could pop a first aid kit. That's not really what I want to do. Oh wait, over here, I think this is, let's see, area map. Yeah, that's where I want to be. I think this is it right here. There we go. So that's how you go and transition from an area to an area. Jesus, I plugged that guy. I didn't even mean to. Oh, man. Not a great start. Yeah, but that's how it goes. 1 minute everything's fine, and the next minute you are trying to deal with the fact that you missed a shot and you accidentally hit someone on your own side, and now he wants to kill you. Rightfully so, you nearly killed him, but Shit. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. There was no reason for me to pause there. It literally, the second I said it, pause. Hold up, I'm getting. Kara got a spider on her desk, so I had to go handle that. But oh, Jesus, that is not what I want to hear. I don't got a choice. I need to pop this. I need the health. Mercenaries. Yeah, mercenaries are generally pretty heavily geared. What was it? Mercenaries. Not very high ranking. Professional mercenaries. They're my enemy. There's 3 of them. I'm not really equipped to be handling them either. I could try to sneak past them. But this is where I want to go. I want to get over towards that area. Pretty sure those are just like... There's some... Is that a me? No, I don't think they see me, which means they're distracted over there. So I should be able to... Oh shit, yeah, that's exact... Yeah, I forget what those things are called, but they're not good. They're huge, and they're really tough. Uh-oh. No, okay. Sitting there, I thought that was its alert call, and I was like, ah, oh, crud. There's no way I can outrun things at, like, literally starting out. So I need to be pretty quick and efficient. Okay, no anomaly, or no, good stuff in here, so I'm not going to mess with it. Okay, this is the Stalker base. Okay, I got lucky. It could have been way worse. Oh, that's a bandit. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to kill him, but it's only one. Should be able to get rid of him easily enough. Yep, training hangar, or train hangar. So once you get a little bit further in, you're gonna want to come out here for like hunting quests and stuff like that. A lot of good equipment out here, or maybe not good equipment, but like, well, no, there is good equipment. It's just like, you press and hold F to go and like see if there's things loitering around. So it's like, you're gonna want to come here to get things around hunting, get like a better knife, get better backpacks, um, stuff like that. So you can get like these knives here, and it's going to be cheaper. And every single merchant has different prices for everything. But that's the hunter's kit. Um, Allows you to collect extra mutant parts. which are the things you're going to want to sell. Yeah, my torso isn't in the best shape, but it is what it is. Okay, that sounds like it's kicking off, and I want to get in on that. Technically speaking, I should save, but okay. Seems like my boys are giving them. I think they must have killed him. Crud, I was hoping to get... Wait, did he run away? Yeah, some experienced stalkers. See, his gun's in pretty bad shape, but still could be useful. I could grab that. That grenade is a good thing. Should disassemble that. Ooh, that's some cooking fuel right there. See that? That's charcoal, and that goes to this. So now I can cook any meat I get.
Слушаю тебя.
Yeah, these are all in bad shape. And you can normally you want to consider like what gun you want to take. You go and you look at that barrel, which is the furthest left thing. Most of the time the barrels are one of the hardest things to go and replace in my opinion. So yeah, not worthwhile disassembling and damaging my...
Не балуй, оружие
Oh,
спрячь.
don't be mad at me. Jesus, I put it away. Put it away. It's got... Oh. Okay, there we go. Got some pseudo dog meat. Yeah, but as long as you're close to places... Okay. Blowout's been 13 hours. Okay, so blowout's going to occur soon. I definitely want to get to Cordon before then. So, time for me to huff it a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Shit! Run! Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off! Run! Oh, man. Where do I go? Where do I go? Don't think I killed it. That'd be... So, like, your different types of ammunition. This is good for armor piercing. This is good for killing mutants and flesh stuff. Things that don't wear armor. But I don't have any. Every single sound you hear is someone somewhere doing something. So it's... Dogs might have run off. I don't know. Clipping. I just clipped him. I'm getting slightly irradiated here, but it's not that bad. I want that dog meat over there. Don't tell me that's something bigger. Oh, boars. Wait, what's that noise? Oh, Jesus! Stork. Jesus. The storks and the dogs are probably fighting. Got it. Blowout. It doesn't seem to be. Oh, crud! Yeah, it's a good thing I did it there. They're not particularly brave, from my understanding. Come on. Got it. Oh, man. I don't want to be in here very long, but I need... Jesus, I took way too much rads. Okay, so now that I've done that, time for me to pop a drink for how much radiation I just took. And that will help me deal... Because if I keep that radiation up high, I'm going to take a lot of damage from that. So it's better off just take it. Which way do I need to go? I need to go down this way. Yeah, that'll get me out of here. Because this will take me to... Oh, no, wait. These take me to court in different places. That's the garbage. I think I want to take that one. Even though it's slightly more risky, it'll put me in a better safe spot. I just need to avoid all these anomalies. Yeah. So, there's probably, in this one, an anomaly in here. Yeah, the vehicle graveyard. This is all the vehicles that were, well, not all of them, but these are some of the vehicles that were used to deal with Chernobyl and everything. Yeah, there's no beeping, so... Don't want to piss off my guys. Oh, slammer anomaly. Not what I don't think... Okay, I'm on the wrong side. That's where I need to go. I don't normally take this route over here. Normally I come out on the other side. But I know that this thing exists, so... Okay. Well, this was supposed to be a really short 30-minute gameplay, but I guess I spent so much time trying to actually, you know, explain everything. Yeah. And I'll let you guys see how quickly these things are loading. Normally these loading screens would be slower if you didn't do those modifications that I showed you, but they really do help load everything quicker. You always want to poke your nose around these camps because sometimes you can find some, not phenomenal stuff, but you can find some really good stuff. We're going to try to get to the Stalker camp up here. After a blowout, you're going to want to poke your nose around all those ravens and stuff. They pick up shiny things, and you never... Thought for a second there I saw a head up there. So, looks like the tunnel's clear. I think that's going to be my route through instead of trying underneath the bridge up ahead. This area should be safe. This is the farm. This is... Zombies? That's... So one thing you're going to want to do, whenever you see these boxes, pop them. Never know what's inside them. Oh, there we go. So, turning on these fires here will allow you to save if you're out in like the wild and stuff like that. But this is a safe base, so I should be able to take this as is. Okay, there we go. And right here, you have two different traders. This one's more like a general trader. He will have all sorts of different things to go and do upgrading. You can see like the hunting kit I can get here, but it's more expensive. You can buy field cooking kits. Can get gas light for like lanterns. You can get all sorts of things, but the prices are pretty high out here. But every vendor has like different prices. They have different things that they're offering. You have all sorts of stuff that you look at,
Решил
and you're
улучшить
like,
что?
okay, do I
Или
want
поломку
this or do I
исправить?
not want
Найдешь
this?
какие детали для апгрейда? Подтаскивай, помозгуй.
This is a workbench. You use this to repair, upgrade, or craft. You need just something to note for these crafts. You need to find these books. Sometimes you can find them in stashes. Sometimes you can find them in like on bodies and stuff like that. They're all sorts of different places. You can go and do a tutorial through him, and see here you can go buy them, and then again all this perfectly good gear right here. So these are repair kits. You need these things to be able to do specific types of crafting. They are pretty important. So with that, I'm now going to try to get to the starting spot. Over here is also the bed. You're going to need the bed whenever it starts getting dark. It is pretty important to go and get yourself a couple winks. Is it over here or was it the other side? Wait a second. Nope. Okay. Must be this blue one. Was it? Yeah, right there we go. So everything looks a little bit different. If I had a sleeping bag, I could have just thrown it down in there and then I would be able to sleep no problem, but I don't. And you could hear like that meowing. Those are cats out there. And cats and dogs are a little different. The pseudo cats are pretty aggressive and they're fast. But dogs tend to overwhelm you with sheer numbers. Not that cats don't either. Sometimes cats come up with pretty heavy numbers as well. So it really is a... Got him. Oh, I thought it was clear. Oh my gosh! This thing's in great shape. I mean, I have to replace 2 components on it, but that's a really good... Oh wow, I'm going to be using that soon. That's insane. I never find guns in this good condition. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything in here. dead guys over there. Oh, that's actually in pretty good condition too. I mean, not great, but yeah, got to do a lot of maintenance. I'll let you guys worry about these things um, once you're in the game. Got some pretty good luck. A pretty good start out. Gotta be careful. Some of these things, you accidentally shoot some anomalies, the bullets reflect back at you, and you could very quickly accidentally kill yourself if you're not careful. I don't hear anything.
What do you want?
That was a misplay on my part. I thought that was going to be an insta-kill.
Mama.
Not great condition. But I could probably sell that. That's actually in good enough condition. I could probably get some money. Hmm. 46 might be worth a field strip off of it. Ooh, rat skewers. Not bad. I'm still okay on everything. That was on me. I should have probably just shotgunned that guy and... Yeah, I'm kinda in rough shape. That campfire's on. There are bandits here, which make me feel like there are more bandits in the area. They could be over here. So it's like reading the environment and actually knowing, you know, I see signs of people, I see signs of mutants. Why are there dead bodies here? Probably someone killed them. And then you have to think, well, like, how well decked out are they? It means how many numbers there probably were, or, you know, anything else. And if you find dead bodies of another group, probably means it was a horde of little guys. But if it's not a horde of little guys, then it's one really strong guy. Then you gotta, you know, think through the logic of what exactly you want to engage or not engage. Oh, Jesus! Oh, I'm going to die. Oh god. Pop it, pop it. Run, 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 run. I guess that's why that guy was hiding in there. Whoever it was. That's why you want a shotgun. That's a zombie. Am I out of shotgun ammo? I'm out of shotgun ammo. No, I'm not. I'm out of the shells though I was using. Yeah, this... Oh, what? Well... Shit. So much for getting that Mosin Nagant, that would have been nice. You can see here, one of the few ways to heal without burning a medkit is sit here next to a fire and let yourself heal up. And this shotgun can't use anything else, so I'm going to need to go and buy some more ammo. I burned one of my matches, but I've gotten multiple matches from other people, so let's just take a quick stock of what I got. I have Caparis, Scorpion, which isn't in particularly great shape. Probably don't want to consider using this. I might be able to fix this up. So I'll have a 9x19 gun. This is in phenomenal shape, all things said and done, but I gotta go take off those two parts and find an upgrade for it. Oh my gosh. It's a good shape Mosin Nagant. There has... Is it because I had it on easy? Did they reduce the difficulty? Minimum item condition. I don't even know, but I'm not upset. I'm just shocked. I've never found a gun in such good shape. I mean, a damaged bolt isn't terrible. I could fix that easily enough. But the ammo for a Mosin Nagant is really rare early on, so I'm unlikely to be able to actually use that. It's a shame, but oh well. At least I'm kind of sheltered. Yeah, this guy probably got caught in a blowout, and that's why he got in the shape that he was. Okay, I'm probably good enough now that I could consider moving on. Didn't mean to turn on that fire, but all things said and done, I'm not upset. Huh, that might have been the dude from that camp. Because the difference between this game and quite a few others is like, the world is constantly playing, even if you're like in an entirely different zone. Someone you could have seen that was like supporting you 1 minute could die or get turned into a zombie another and come back, and yeah, it's pretty wild to like go see a pro that you've been like relying on for a while, like who's guarding a checkpoint, and all of a sudden you come through and he's like, "Yep, he's a zombie now. I guess I gotta put my boy down." Yeah, there's dogs. You can hear that barking off in the distance. They already looted it. Okay.
Привет, брат.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is where I was expecting to start out with. And you're gonna want to go and like talk to people here. And yeah, there's a lot of like the starting missions you can get out here. I think you can also get them out in Rostock, but I never start out there, honestly.
Слушаю тебя.
This is a mission that you're going to want to do. I recommend playing that mission first because it gives you a couple things so you're able to better survive. Like ammo, not equipment, but like really it's just the ammo that's such a big deal. And the last thing I'm going to go and show well, actually there's two last things I'm going to go show everyone. Come up here. This stash is a huge help for being able to just survive some of the ridiculousness that's out here in the wild. So, go, put stuff up. Oh, actually, I don't want to burn that. Actually, I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to put this one up. And I might... Yeah, see, it's going to rot in a couple days, so I just want to sell that. And while those are all nice and stuff, I'm probably going to sell... Yeah, all this I'm going to go sell, and I'm going to show you how to go and sell. Yeah. Oh, and I'll show you also how to get missions. So you pull up this, come over to your task board, click refresh, and this is all the missions that are nearby you. So, not worried about that. If I had been able to get this earlier, I could have probably grabbed that on my way in. Clear sky, dangerous mutant cordon. Okay. Take that. Take that. Search the stash location. Great swamp. It's not a bad one. Get a stash location. Almost there. Okay. So yeah, and then of course, go check in the houses. See? Grooming kit. Nice. Always poke your head inside of houses and stuff like that, especially in like the rookie places, because you can find some useful like basic materials and stuff. And since I already did my little task thing, I grabbed any quest that he would likely have.
Здорово.
Stridovich. Yeah. Really expensive. So you just go this. And there we go. So now you got all the quests. And then here you go. You look at things. Yeah, see, he won't take this. He won't take that, but you can donate it and it'll make him slightly happier, so. I could disassemble it. I'm gonna keep that duty patch. I'll sell that. I think I want to keep, definitely want to keep this because it's used for repair bonuses and it's pretty nice. It can be used to craft things, but I don't have any shot of making that anytime soon. So. Going to keep that for the repair. And like, I could go further out and maybe get a couple more rubles, but it's not worth it necessarily. Yeah, see, I barely got enough for one med kit. But got enough to get me at least some rounds of shotgun ammo, so I'm now going to be able to use that in my shotgun. See? Be nice to grab the small backpack so I can have a stash somewhere. But yeah, see, this is even more expensive. So, anyways, that is how you start out with Stalker Gamma. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I think this is going to be my main run, actually. Take it easy. Bye.